back to my channel. Today we are going to get into a new brand that just launched in the beauty world. It is called Auric, and it is developed and created by Samantha Ravindal, who is also a YouTuber, and I was very excited about these products. I love the packaging, by the way. I think the packaging is absolutely beautiful. So she launched two new products. One is called the Glow Lust, which this is what it looks like. It comes in a beautiful bottle. Like, the packaging is stunning, so pretty. This retails for $45. I got it in two shades just because I didn't really know which shade I was going to be in. She also launched these. These are called the Smoke Reflex. The Smoke Reflex are a cream and powder duo. These retail for $39, and I picked up two shades in this as well. The Glow Lust is a radiant luminizer, and it's kind of something similar to the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury, which you guys know that is one of my favorite products of all time. I love it. Of course, I will compare both of these products and let you guys know the differences between them in case that was one of the reasons that you were interested in it. And if you're wondering why I'm talking so funny, if you guys don't know, I had a little teeny bit of lip filler put in July of 2020. And it was time to get a little bit of addition, just a little bit of plump. So a couple of days ago, let's see, today is Wednesday. Monday, I went in and had a little bit of filler put in just to kind of revive them. And my upper lip is very swollen and it looks really ridiculous. So hopefully it goes down in the next couple of days. We'll see. The bottom lip is not swollen, it's the top lip. And it looks ridiculous. I don't know what the deal is, but just ignore my upper lip. Bottom line, I got a stiff, swollen upper lip, and it is what it is. So the Glow Lust comes in 7 shades. And the details on this, it says it is packed with ultra-fine pearls and a skin-loving mix of squalane, glycerin, and a porcelain flower. This artistry-grade adjustable formula gives you instant radiance and hydration. It can be worn alone, blended with your favorite skincare, or used as a highlighter on top of foundation. So that's the description on the Glow Lust. The Smoke Reflex, these come in 3 shades, and like I said, I got 2 of the 3 shades. So the description on this, it says, create creamy matte or metallic glitter looks with the 2 luxe formulas in a single gorgeous package. Under the top lid is a light reflecting micro glitter eyeshadow infused with high shine pearls. Inside the glass is a smooth long wear creaseless cream shadow. You guys know that I love the Eyes to Mesmerize from Charlotte Tilbury. It's one of my absolute favorites. Again, we're talking about 2 of my favorite products from Charlotte Tilbury, and these 2 products in this new brand are kind of similar to it. So of course it was right up my alley. Of course, I go through and give you guys my comparisons on how this compares to the Eyes to Mesmerize. And that is it, you guys. That's what we're doing in today's video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the applications of both these products, and then we will jump into the shade swatches and comparisons, and then of course we will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. So let's go ahead and start playing with this new Glow Lust from Auric. I am excited to try this out. So let's just get my big lip out of the way. You guys know that back in July, I had lip fillers for the first time. Just a little bit, just to kind of plump them up, to make them look a little bit more youthful, but not too blown up. They were great. 2 days ago, I went in for a little bit of a touch-up where they put a little bit more in. My bottom lip is fine, but my top lip, swollen. So it looks really ridiculous, but I can't let it stop me from filming. As much as I don't want to be on camera with this ridiculous lip, I don't really have a choice. It's just really, really swollen. It'll eventually go down. It is what it is. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. You know. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. So I got 2 shades. I have to say the packaging is very beautiful. I actually love the bottles. I love this. I think this is so classy and so beautiful. And I love the way this looks. Just so pretty. She did a great job on the packaging. And these glass bottles, beautiful. They're kind of a real pretty frosted glass. So it does have a nice pump on it. And from what I remember, I haven't watched that video for a minute, but from what I remember, the pump is a very controlled pump so that you can kind of control how much product comes out, which I also appreciate that. So like I said, I bought 2 shades. So I bought Pyrite and Citrine. And Pyrite is a little bit lighter than Citrine. And I think the Pyrite was for like a more of like a medium skin. And Citrine was for more like tan with a warmer undertone. Pyrite was more for like, you know, those who want like a yellow or an olive undertone type thing. So this is Citrine. You can see it's definitely got a warm undertone. So this is Citrine and this is Pyrite. Now Pyrite is probably going to be the better shade for me. Obviously, I just think this is going to be too dark. But it might be good, you know, if I start wearing this on a regular basis, I might mix these 2 shades together. Yeah, that's like the perfect color for me. It really is. So that's good to know. There's a couple of ways that I like to wear the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Falls filter. Number 1, I love to put it on underneath my foundation. So I will put it on after my primer, and then I go in with foundation, and you can kind of just see that glow from within. You'll see the glow kind of pop through the foundation, which is just my favorite way to wear it. But you can also put it over top of your foundations, like the high points of your face, or you can mix it with your foundation. So there's several ways that you can kind of play around with the Charlotte Tilbury. And because of that, I kind of want to play around with this so that I can kind of get to know the formula a little bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to apply Charlotte Tilbury on one side and the Glow Lust on the other. I want to see the actual differences between the 2 products. Now, I just recently got this new shade in the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the shade 4.5. This is the Charlotte Tilbury and this is the Glow Lust. So I would say the Charlotte Tilbury, you know, if I move it away from the light, the Charlotte Tilbury is a little bit darker than the Glow Lust in the Pyrite, but I think I can make that work. And obviously you can see these little marks right here. While I was in getting my lips filled, I went ahead and had Botox, so I have these little needle marks on my face, so just ignore that along with the big upper lip, you know. Okay, I'm just going to apply some of the Charlotte Tilbury. Now let's go in and put on the shade Pyrite from the Glow Lust on this side. So I'm just going to take this much. That was about a pump and a half. And let's just apply this. So because this is a thicker formula, I definitely recommend using a stiffer brush to blend it out. You know, the brush that I use to apply the Charlotte Tilbury, this one's a little bit wispier of a brush, and because it's such a thin formula, it blends right out. The Glow Lust, because it's a little thicker, I would recommend using something a little bit more stiff to really get a good blend. So that blended out really beautifully. And as you can see, I don't know that the Glow Lust has any more coverage than the Charlotte Tilbury. It looks the same to me. Like, I don't really notice that much of a difference between them. So, Charlotte Tilbury side. And then this is the Glow Lust side. And I might have gotten a little bit more coverage right through here. One thing that I will say about both of these products, if you have dry skin or if you have a skin that maybe doesn't have a lot of glow, you could probably wear this all on its own without applying any foundation over it. But I have a feeling that both of these products, even with the Charlotte Tilbury, they will start to look oily throughout the day. And I feel like because they're such a glowy product, this is not one that I would recommend wearing alone with just like concealer and going and putting your makeup over top. I feel like They're a little bit too glowy, both of them, the Charlotte Tilbury and the Glow Lust. They're a little bit too glowy to the point where they would look just a little bit oily and a little bit greasy. And I don't know. So far, having them both on, the only difference that I'm seeing between these two products is the Charlotte Tilbury is a thinner formula and the Glow Lust is thicker. That's the only thing that I'm noticing a difference. They feel the same. They look the same. I don't know. Let's go ahead and put some foundation over top. So I am going to put on foundation that is not so glowy. So I'm going to go ahead and just put on some of the La Mer Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation. Okay, so I went ahead and threw on some of the Soft Fluid Foundation from La Mer. I wear this in shade Honey 43, and both sides look the same. They just do. I'm not noticing anything different. I went and like really looked up close with my mirror, and I am just not seeing anything different. Of course, both of these products allow your skin to really, really glow from within. So far, this is blending over my skin beautifully and very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury. The only thing I would say that's different is the shade is a little different and the thickness. This formula is a little bit thicker, but I just think this looks so beautiful and so radiant. And I had no problems blending my foundation over top of it. It blended beautifully. I could just leave the review here and say, yes, this formula is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but there might be some of you out there that have never bought the Hollywood Flawless Filter and don't understand the glow from within. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe my makeup off. I'm going to wipe all of this off. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do one side of the face with the glow product, the Glow Lust, and the other side without. So you can see the glow from within so that you can kind of understand how these products work and why they work. So, okay, I'm done applying the foundation, and it's not going to show up as much now until I powder it. You really see the glow from within come through when I put on a little bit of powder, but you can see that this is just more smooth, a little bit more matte. It's still got a little bit of a glow to it because I did put the magic cream underneath it, which does give me a little bit of glow. But you can see that this side is much more glowy, much more luminous underneath the foundation. So once I get done powdering, you will probably be able to see a bigger difference. And the foundation's a little bit wet. So that's it for the Glow Lust for now. Let's go ahead and jump into the eye products. So let's go ahead and jump into the eye products. I went off camera and put on some eye primer. I just used the Makeup by Mario eye primer, and then I powdered it. Anytime I'm using any type of cream shadow, I always powder it. Whether you use like a finishing powder, a setting powder, anything that will kind of powder it down, I find that powdering anything down first before going in with a cream product helps it to last a lot longer. I get less creasing, and it just overall I just get a way better experience. And this is how it comes, and you have the cream product on the bottom, which is also nice because it does have this little protector, which the protector's a little hard to get off. I wish that there was a little bit of like a, I don't know, with nails it's hard to get in there and pull it off. I wish there was like a little tabby thing where you could kind of pick it up. Nails are a pain at the end of the day. So I'm just going to take some tweezers and kind of lift up this cap. So this is Temper and this is Defiance. Defiance obviously is a little bit darker. So this shade goes on top of Defiance. This shade goes on top of Temper. So we're going to go ahead and try them. I'm excited. I did buy this. I watched Samantha Ravendell's video on how to apply these, and I really loved the shape of the brush that she was using. This is the Smith 247 brush, so I went ahead and bought this on the Beautylish website. Normally, I use the Sonia G Worker Pro, which works just as good, I think, but I really liked the shape of this. So I decided to go ahead and grab it when I was on the website the other day. But I also have the Sonia G Soft Shader Brush. Anything that is in this shape where it's a little bit flat, but you have enough space to kind of really get in there and apply the product. Now, the other thing that I like to do is whenever I'm applying any type of cream product, I always like to have a brush handy that's clean so you can blend out the edges while it's in that drying process. So always have a brush handy where you can kind of go over it and buff it where you need it. Okay, so I'm going to start with Defiance on this side. So what I like to do is just place a little bit on at a time and kind of work my way out. This is a little, like, just on applying, this is a little bit of a drier formula than the Charlotte Tilbury. I can already tell. I apply the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize so much that I can tell right away. This formula is a little bit of a drier formula. So now I'm just going to go in with a clean brush and just kind of buff out those edges. You know, it seems like with the drier formula, it might not crease maybe as much as the Charlotte Tilbury. Now, I don't really have a lot of problem with creasing with the Charlotte Tilbury, but then I do have really deep set eyes. And I've heard some people who have more hooded eyes struggle with the Charlotte Tilbury formula. So this might be an option, maybe an alternative option for those who have hooded eyes. Maybe this formula might be a better formula, but I can tell you it's a much drier formula. So this is the Maria Antoinette from Charlotte Tilbury. You can see it's more shimmery. This one is definitely less shimmery, which is fine because that's why it has the shimmer product that you can go in over top of. And you could totally just wear this alone. I wear my Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize all the time alone. I like the way that this blended. And I can tell that it's a very easy formula to use. Oh, I also saw that she was using the Smith 253 brush, which I already have this brush, and I just haven't used it all that much. And it is the perfect shape. So I'm going to use this brush, which is the brush that she used. And I'm going to grab the shimmer shade and just kind of place it on top. Ooh, that's pretty. Very, very pretty. I'm going to kind of run my finger into it. Look how blinding that is against the lights. So I'm just going to put some here. Oh, isn't that pretty? Kind of takes it to another level, doesn't it? From here, you could go in and add like any type of matte eyeshadow and really, you know, define the outer corner. You could pretty much do what you want. I can tell that this is a drier formula. So if you go in with any type of like matte eyeshadow, like a powder eyeshadow, I don't think it's going to disrupt this at all. So far so good. I'm really, really impressed with the way that applied. I didn't know if I was going to get a lot of fallout from the shimmer shadow, and it doesn't look like I did. So I'll go ahead and put some concealer on, and then we'll put that on the lower lash line and see what it looks like. I'm going to take the other side of this brush, and I'm going to go into temper, and let's put it temper on this side. I'm going to wipe that brush off. I'm going to grab this shade. Gosh, that's pretty, isn't it? Now, on my skin tone, the only difference between these two is this one's a little bit more of a cool undertone. This one's a little bit more of a warm undertone. Not a lot of differences between them, but very, very easy to use. Okay, so I went ahead and threw on some concealer. Let's go ahead and put on some of this product on the lower lash line and just see how it will blend in and see if it gives any definition. Now, I can also tell you, based on my experience using the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize, these will last you for a really long time. That rose gold one from Charlotte Tilbury, I don't know how long I've had it. And it still hasn't dried up. I've probably had it 2 years. It'll probably take me 5 years to use it. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of that right under here. I'm going to grab a little bit more and just bring it right here. Let's try this. I want to like put it right here on the outer corner and kind of maybe build it up a little bit right here. That worked so good. It's just so easy to use. Okay, so on my skin tone, this shade Temper it's not dark enough, I guess, to give me any dimension on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go into a palette. So I'm gonna grab this new Tarte. This is the Tartelette Juicy. Oh, I'm obsessed with this palette. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this shade right here. Gonna go right over top of that shimmer. And I'm also going to do that here on this outer corner. This formula has a lot of versatility, so I really don't think that going in before or after is going to make that much of a difference, to be honest with you. It's a very, very easy formula to use. Okay, so I went ahead and finished most of my makeup, but I wanted to come back on camera and try the Glow Lust on the cheek as a highlighter. So I'm going to give it a good shake, and I'm going to put some here on the back of my hand, just a little bit. I don't think you're going to need all that much. So I've got some here on the finger, and I'm just going to apply it here, kind of blend it in. Now that applied really evenly and very easily. Very beautiful. And I don't feel like it gives me a shadow like when I look forward. I can't see it sitting there, so I do like that. Let's put some here on my swollen lip. Oh, that lip. Hopefully when you guys see me, it won't look so bad. It's just so swollen, like right here. Oh, looks terrible. Let's put some on this side. This is what it looks like as a highlighter. You can see it's a very subtle glow, so it's not like a strong glow. It's very subtle on the skin and blends really beautifully into the skin. So that's it for the try-on portion of the video. Let's go ahead and jump into all the swatches of all of these products next to some of the other products that I have in my collection. And then, of course, we will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Okay, so now that we've made it through all of the applications and the swatches and comparisons, let's go ahead and jump into my final thoughts. Let's first start with the Glow Lust. I actually really like this. I think I'm gonna have a hard time finding the right color. I think these two shades together are probably going to be my best match, to be honest with you. This one's a little bit too warm for my skin tone, and this one's a little bit too silver for my skin tone. So I think combining them together will probably be the perfect match. But I do feel like it's very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury. I do believe that this has more coverage than the Charlotte Tilbury, but I don't know that I would wear it alone. I do feel like it's very beautiful underneath foundation, and I do feel like it would be a great product to mix into your foundation, because that's another way that you can wear it. Like I said, the only difference that I have found between these two products is that the Glow Lust is a little bit thicker of a formula than the Charlotte Tilbury. Now, of course, it is nice that it has a nice pump on it. It's a beautiful bottle. Some people have never really liked the doe foot in the Charlotte Tilbury, but for me, I like it because I can kind of control how much I'm using. And a bottle of this lasts me a really long time. If you have been thinking about getting the Charlotte Tilbury, or if you've been thinking about getting a product like this, or you're interested in this product, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think it's a beautiful formula. I didn't have any issues with it. My foundation blended beautifully over top of it. I have tried a lot of products out on the market that are similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Falls filter, and I haven't really found one that is as close to the Hollywood Falls filter as this. This is pretty close. Like I said, the only difference that I have found is this is a thicker formula and the Charlotte Tilbury is thinner. That's pretty much it, which is pretty cool. So congratulations to her, because I like this. This is really great. Okay, so let's get into the Smoke Reflex. I really like these, and I think these are going to be perfect for those who have a hooded eye and really struggle wearing cream eyeshadows because of creasing. I can see why she's claiming that these are a crease-proof product, because it's a drier, moussey type of texture. It's not as creamy or as wet as the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. So when you put it on, it kind of almost dries on impact, but still doesn't fully dry, and it allows you to blend it in. So it's a dry enough formula to where I can see it being crease proof, and I can see it working very well for those who have a lot of wrinkling in the eyes, or have hooded eyes, or anything like that, where the Eyes to Mesmerize could just never work for you. This I could see being something that would work, because it is a little bit drier of a formula, but it still blends beautifully. The only complaint that I have with these products is the shades. These on my skin tone look almost identical. I mean, if I come in really close, this is the shade Defiance, and on this side, this is the shade Temper. Temper, like I said, is just a little bit warmer than Defiance, and I feel like on my skin tone, I wish that I had a little bit of a difference between these two. I think that's probably my only complaint, is I wish that there was a little bit of a difference between the shades for my skin tone. Now, if you have a lighter skin tone or a deeper skin tone than I do, these will probably look different on you. But me being like that medium to tan skin, it kind of looks very similar, just a little bit off. I think if I went out and about, I don't really know that people would know that I had two different products on. But other than that, the formula, the topper shade, everything, they're great. So that's it for the video, you guys. Sound off down below in the comment section. Did you guys pick up any of these products? And if you did, are you liking them? Are you not liking them? Share with us in the comment section down below your thoughts and your experience. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.